Good evening, everybody. Welcome into Drexel Hockey Network as we broadcast Dragons hockey for each and every home game. My name's Bob Long. Alongside me behind the camera, Mike Crisafulli. Excited to be alongside with everybody this evening. Puck drop was scheduled for 6:05. We have a little bit of a pushback. Expect puck drop in probably the next 10 to 15 minutes. But did want to bring everybody onto our broadcast on time to welcome you to our broadcast booth here. We'll have some interviews with Drexel Dragon players that we've done preseason. Hopefully have a little bit of fun with these guys. And stay tuned as we'll be here in just a few minutes as the Dragons of Drexel at 16-3 on the year welcome a rival from Cleveland, John Carroll University, 4-12 on the year, but a team that is starting to find themselves after they lost their best player really only 3 games into the season and graduated a ton last year, including an all-conference goaltender. Wesley Deacon stepped up for really about 40 minutes last night, but Drexel was able to pound through. They ended up with a 9-5 win, but it was a game that was a lot closer than that looked. I expect another thriller here tonight, just about 17 hours after that game ended last night. It was a 10:30 p.m. start last evening, and tonight we're going to start probably in the range of 6:25 to 6:30. So we will once again send you to the interviews that we did with the Drexel hockey players. Stay tuned with us, and we'll be back in just a few minutes for puck drop. Take care.
Welcome to Drexel TV. I am Jeremy Wick, pre-junior goalie on the team. I am here with 2 boys. Let them introduce themselves.
I'm Mike Church-Vera. I'm a junior defenseman, number 4. I'm the alternate captain, the better looking one, and everything else.
And hi guys, I'm Jim Miklick. I'm a senior on the team, defenseman. Mike's my D partner, unfortunately, but hey, it works well. I'm also an assistant captain and happy to be talking to you guys.
All right, so we're officially 2 skates done now. How's the team looking this year, Mike?
The team's looking amazing. You're being really aggressive with the mic. The team's looking really good. Obviously, we're a little rusty, but there's so much talent on the ice that it's going to be really exciting. We're going to be much deeper than we've been in many years.
Yeah, I'd have to follow up on that one. We had a lot of good recruits coming in. I think we're looking pretty good compared to the past couple of years. Hopefully keeping the winning tradition.
Yeah, so we got a lot of new guys coming in this year. What's kind of that transition process like? Getting the guys used to the team, getting them used to the environment and everything. What's kind of that process like?
So we have a pretty good mix of age this year. We have a couple transfers. We have a few true freshmen. So it's going to be interesting to see the blend and the chemistry that's created. But overall, I think it should go pretty well. We've experienced it in the past. And
as the defending champs, back-to-back defending champs, kind of like how does going into the season, what do we got to do if we want to defend that title for a 3rd year?
I think we just got to keep doing what we've been doing. The biggest thing is we can't be complacent. We need to know that we got to stop, keep working, keep getting after it. Nothing's going to be handed to us, I can tell you that. And I know we're better than we have been. I know we're going to be better than everybody.
So kind of off the hockey topics here, if you guys had to choose one guy on the team, who do you think the funniest guy on the team is going to be?
Go to him first, please. I don't have
really putting me on the spot. We got a lot of characters.
I think I have a personal favorite. The goalies, most of them. Frank Lurie is hysterical. Because he's actually funny and because he's, just a good dude to be around.
There's also the fact that goalies, they're just a little different. So
a little different, yes.
Wick can attest to that, right, huh, Jeremy? Can you speak to that a little bit?
I can definitely speak to that. We're a different breed. Not everybody wants to get on the ice and stop pucks. So
yeah, there we go. Very good.
What else do I got for you guys here? I really think that wraps it up.
Yeah.
So all right, it was good chatting with you boys, and we're looking forward to the season here.
Yeah, hopefully you guys tune into DrexelIceHockey.com. There's live streams, radio streams. Hopefully we'll see you guys there. Go Dragons.
Go Drags.
On the Drexel Hockey Network, Nate Runk, Jess Manioki with me here from the Drexel Dragons. Guys, it was a good skate out there today. I was very impressed with the speed that I saw on just your first day out there. What did you guys see down there on the ice?
Well, I saw a lot of potential with our team this year. Like, obviously, this was the first 2 skates we had this year, besides like the August skates. But this is the training camp, so we were just trying to shake off the rust. But I definitely see a lot of great young guys that could help fill in for the seniors that we lost last year. I definitely think this year's going to be even better than the next year.
Yeah, I thought it went well too. So this is my 5th year on the team. As a 5th year, it's crazy to see the progression from when I was a freshman to now. Like, you know, we used to have like 30 guys out here. Now we have 50, 60 guys. So it's good to see a bunch of new faces. And yeah, like Runk said, definitely a lot of potential. And, you know, it shows that they'll probably have a good season coming up. So, yeah.
And the building of a program, I think, is very important. Coach Schulte. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back inside our broadcast booth. Bob Long, excited to be alongside on the Drexel Hockey Network as the Dragons take on John Carroll University, the Blue Streaks. Excited to be back alongside all of you, our loyal viewers, as Drexel takes to the ice for the second time in about 17 hours as they finished up well after midnight, closer to 1 o'clock a.m. after a 10:30 puck drop last night, a 9-5 win for the Dragons. And John Carroll University, all the way from Cleveland, returns again to the ice for another matchup. We'll now turn your attention to the ice for the opening face-off and the starting lineups. Jeremy Wick gets the start in net. Dylan Gravenstein got the start last night. And he got the win. Now time for the national anthem here at Class of 23. It's time for Drexel Hockey here on DHN. Bob Long, Mike Crisafulli alongside. And the Dragons, dressed in their home yellows with the blue stripe across the shoulder, will take on John Carroll University. The Blue Streaks in their royal blues. Should be a great matchup tonight. I know it was last night for everybody that was with us. Thanks for coming back. If you weren't, well, welcome to another edition of Drexel Hockey. This is a team that can fly around. They got a lot of speed. They got a lot of finishers. And it was a big night for Christopher Hagan. 3 goals coming into the night. He had 3 goals last night. A hat trick puts him at 6. He was the first star of the game. and adds to his point total of 23 points on the season thus far. And we are underway. John Carroll University 4-12-0, but really this team's a lot better than that record would indicate. As an initial shot comes in, the bouncing puck can't be hit. This is Bo Rosbach, a little guy with a lot of spunk and a great eye for the ice and the great eye for his teammates. He's also a tremendous goal scorer. Rosbach whips that, doesn't get back into the zone, and it's popped around the boards towards Wick. Here's James Schickling with a cross-ice pass. This is Kyle Weller. He'll feed it back behind and chase it. Shot is right on net. It was saved, was made. Tremendous play there in front by Ravi Khatri. Last night it was Wesley Deacon, and tonight Ravi Khatri. They have split games, give or take. Khatri's played 7, Deacon's played 9. This is the 8th start of the year for Ravi Khatri as Mike Church-Vara, number 4. He earned his 100th career point with the Drexel Dragons, the first defender in program history to do so, back on November 16th in a 5-3 win on the road at Lehigh. This is the captain, Dylan Hart. Hart comes into the slot. That shot was blocked right in front. Comes down in front of net, and Khatri is on it. And a little bit extra. Grant McMullen getting into it. That's Eugene Lim. Lim had a big game last night, 2 goals for him, and I think seeing opponents so quickly, 17 hours later back here on the ice, maybe there was some ill will from the yesterday evening. And a penalty is called against Eugene Lim. So a 2-minute minor to Lim, and just like that, less than a minute and a half into this one, John Carroll is on the power play. Anthony Pontello takes the faceoff for John Carroll. He scored a goal last night. Drawing up to the front of the circle, and they feed it down. Carroll tries for that skip pass. Good or I should say a skate in there by Cameron Neely. That leads to the initial clearance. It's Grant McMullen to build out of the back. Nice hit there in the center of the ice. Max Whopper taken down. The spark plug, Patrick McGinley, number 13, was the one that laid the hit. That long shot went just wide of net from Church-Vara. And the penalty killers will get a change here for Drexel. $1:22 to go on this power play. Here's a giveaway. Gianluca Travi is going to chase it down. He'll be first on it. He'd be well served just to hold on to it, but well disguised there, and Brian Russell comes up with it. Across center ice, Pontello scored a goal just like that and fired that one wide. Brian Russell comes up with it at the edge of the circle, sent in front. They go to the backhand. Wick, I think, got a piece of it as he nudged that one wide with the pad. 53 seconds left. Here's Russell coming to the top of the circle. The shot goes just wide. Didn't hit anything, but Wick had that side of the net covered. 45 seconds left. Russell. Skip pass to the slot. Gilbert thought about it. Patience here from John Carroll. Drexel with 4 men trying to stand up defensively. Gilbert, that shot doesn't get to the net. Blocked there by Travia and sent all the way down by Bradley Crane. Full change here for Drexel. 23 seconds left on the man advantage for John Carroll. John Carroll in the blue, moving from left to right as it's sent right back in by Nicholas Urbani. Into the corner it goes. Chris DiCarlo, an enforcer for Drexel into the game. 4 seconds left. Drexel looking to get possession. And just like that, the power play has been expired. So that was sent all the way down just before that clock hit triple zeros. Scramble for the puck at center ice. DiCarlo has it. Will flick it down, and now it's a foot race. Gilbert is in there. Hart is in there. Hagen got a stick on it, and Drexel's going to get possession. Church-Vara shot right on. Saved by the pad in front there by Ravi Khatri. Nice job by Church-Vara to hold that puck up, avoid the offside. And it's Nicholas Urbani. Shot blocked right there. Great play to get in front, but now it comes right back in front of Kutry, and he's able to cover up. Little bit extra there. Nicholas Urbani being pulled off the goaltender. Nicholas Urbani got tied up with Ravi Kutry. Jacob Kuzma, none too pleased, and he took umbrage. So no blood there, just a little bit of, we'll say, bad blood, but nobody going to the penalty box. And the face-off, controlled by DiCarlo. That shot went right on net. DiCarlo doing great work. Goes to the backhand, nobody across the crease. Kept in there by Churchvara, only for a moment, though. It comes back to center, and Drexel will possess. Good to see number 18, Joseph Finlayson, into the game. Hasn't played a lot for this team, but has been a solid contributor for the D2 team. Here's DiCarlo. DiCarlo's shot goes off the glove of Kutry. Popped back out to center. Here's Gianluca Travia. DiCarlo got it out of the zone. Finlayson can't get there. It's popped up by DiCarlo, still in the neutral zone, and comes to the stick of Grant McMullen. Taken away there. Drexel on side. Sklar off for Churchvara. Churchvara, an off-angle shot saved by Kutry. High off the boards. They're able to clear that one out. Kyle Fiore is there. John McMahon, and now a turnover for Grable right on net, and it's saved by Jeremy Wick. Poke check there by Wick, got just enough, and took him off the puck. Big hit there in the middle. It's Neely, the one that goes flying. Drexel now needs to touch up. Long shot, goal! Nicholas Urbani from the point. Ravi Kutry never saw it. He only heard it as it whizzed by the ears and then hit the nylon. Drexel scores first. Boy, and Nicholas Urbani, in my estimation, has the best wrist shot on this team. Comes from the left side, so deceptive. Loves to carry the puck left and then just fire it, and he's got such a quick release. Ravi Kutry didn't see it. There was a little bit of a screen right in front of Urbani, and as soon as he came off that shoulder of the defender, it was fired high and found the net. Face-off battled for. It's going to be John Carroll to come up with it, but this one comes into the chest of number 2, Wyeth Cool. Drexel looking to clear, unable to do so. Cool takes Nicholas Carbone off the puck. Filtered to the middle, right onto the stick of the goal scorer, and that's sent right on. Little Kyle Fiore was on the near side boards. I didn't even see him. Now he goes to the bench, sent right in front now. Spinning with it is number 19 for Drexel, Jamie Crane. Crane continues to badger. It's 1-0 Drexel, 13:44 to go here in the first period. Bob Long on play-by-play. Mike Crisafulli is on camera. That glove save made by Ravi Kutry after a soft shot from the point by number 21, James Schickling. Schickling got 2 last night as well. A lot of guys got into the action in a 9-5 game. Kyle Weller works to win the faceoff and does. Back behind the net go the Dragons. Crane, patience as he comes to the top of the circle. Sent back behind the net. Weller is in there, as is Schickling. Crane, and it's going to be Schickling. Schickling sent across from an off angle. Save made there by Kutry. He did not give up that post. Bradley Crane sent across. Weller has it now. It's fired in off the back glass. And John Carroll able to clear, brought down by a high stick, and with the touch by Michael Corkery, that face-off will come back from that zone all the way into the Drexel defensive zone. Face-off won by John Carroll. Big time block that time from Eugene Lim. And Dylan Hart comes down with it. Hart brings it through. A nice job by the defense there. Michael Yelishny to take him off the puck. Drexel, though, gets a stick in there. An opportunity. It's a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Here's Christopher Hagan. Shot right on. Goal! He goes short side. He beats Ravi Khatri. And this guy's hot right now. 4 goals in the span of 24 hours. Christopher Hagan put him on the board. This line of forwards was responsible for 5 of the 9 goals last night. It was Christopher Hagan with 3, Eugene Lim with 2. And Dylan Hart, the captain, assisted twice. They take a well-deserved rest. 2-0 Drexel, 12:11 to play here in the first period. That long pass did not hit the stick of Sklar, but they wave off icing. Gilbert lost the puck. Sent across there by Finlayson, back behind the net, nobody there. And it's spun around by Andrew Freilich. Freilich, though, can't get rid of it, and Drexel's going to come up with it. This is Sklar with the backhand, nobody there. And now Carroll will be able to carry it up. Max Whopper into the offensive zone, deflected off the stick of Travia up into the netting. This is something that I think Drexel's been waiting for a long time. I mean, not that long, and that they've had some very impressive outputs here at home. I would throw the Temple game in there, certainly the Towson game in there, but there's also been times where they've started a little bit slow, including last night. It was 4-4 after 2 periods, and a 16-3 team wants to come out and pound the pavement a little bit, put some goals out early. It's exactly what they've done. John Carroll on the other side looking to answer, as they did so many times last night. But the Dragons have a quick start here tonight. Boy, that puck went off the leg of his own teammate, Adam Glicka, and Glicka is having trouble getting to the bench. That caught him in a spot where there's no padding. No possession yet in the neutral zone. It's fought for in there. Neely had a shot at it. Now Mills has it for John Carroll. Sent ahead for John McMahon, who wraps it around the back boards and leaves it for Grable to go on the forecheck. But it's Neely for Drexel spinning around. Patrick McGinley long pass, nobody there, and this should be an ice. No, they waved off the icing there. And so now Drexel, I think they need to touch up, and they do. Delay offside as Weller has to touch. Now a pass straight ahead for Rosbach. Rosbach tried to go through the legs of Nicholas Urbani, and he stood him up. Tremendous defense and tremendous positioning by the defenseman. Sent right across. Save made by Khatri. Weller was also in the area if Schickling had let that go. Now up on the near side boards, Yelishny. Boy, he heard the footsteps, couldn't clear. Jamie Crane sent right across. The backhand didn't get much on it. Weller turns, and it goes just wide of net. And that one goes all the way past and back down the ice. Short of icing, Michael Corkery is there. Drexel getting a change in there. Eugene Lim, the speedy Lim, chases down the puck. Yelishny turns, fires, and they are able to clear. Max Whopper, full head of steam, no numbers, but will force it back behind the net. A bouncing puck. Still looking for control, and it's John Carroll with the control. Whopper feeds it back behind for Andrew Freilich. Shot was deflected in front. Carroll with some sustained activity in the Drexel defensive zone. And here come the Dragons. A tosser comes up to McMullen. They are onside as they touch up. Sent across. Wick didn't give it up. Now right in front, he covers up. Nice job by Jeremy Wick. Great positional goaltending by the netminder for the Dragons. Wick comes into this game 11-3 on the year, a 3.1 goals against average, save percentage above 900. He's seen the vast majority of the action as the starting netminder for the Dragons. Here builds the Drexel Dragons. McGinley sent it right on. Not a great control of that rebound, but at least it went to the sideboards. Neely couldn't get the shot off. Back to the point. Church-Vara. Shot is deflected. Never got to net. Great positioning by Mills. Kyle Fiore, the diminutive one on the far side boards, tried to hold up that puck. Now John Carroll will build and fire it up. This is an icing. Now they're going to wave it off just before Drexel got there. Gianluca Travia, they thought had the opportunity to get there, was laboring just a little bit. Travia hit hard into the boards right by the penalty box. Fiore went for the stick lift, well defended by the much larger Russell. And now carrying with it, Mike Church-Vara, the shot right on net. And he covers it up. Ravi Khatri had to go up high to save that off the left shoulder. Rebound came right in front and fortunate to get it back. 8 minutes exactly left in this first period. Drexel leads 2-0. Face-off controlled here by Drexel. Jamie Crane will wrap it around. Schickling and Weller are in there. Schickling turns on a dime, gets it in the slot, winds up, and it goes just wide. And a penalty called against John Carroll on the touch. Cross-check called, and the Blue Streaks will send a man to the box for the first time tonight. It'll be number 2, Grant McMullen. He scored a goal last night. A real key to what this team does, and a very solid defender. But with that cross-check, it'll send Drexel on the man advantage, and this is danger time here for John Carroll. Drexel's had the majority of puck possession even on the 5-on-5. If they get a goal here, 3-0, first period. Could be tough for John Carroll to dig out of. Good pass from Hagen. Hagen tried to go with the backhand, but instead it's flicked all the way down the ice by Max Whopper. Mike Church-Vara carries with a lot of speed, taken off the puck, and it's cleared into the neutral zone. Church-Vara waits and sends it to the far point. Here's Nicholas Urbani. Hagen lost the puck. They clear it only to Urbani. Now it sets up a 2-on-1. Sent right across, and they couldn't get it onto the stick of Colin Mills. Whopper hit into the boards. Here comes Drexel, 3-on-2. Mills is behind the play, as is Whopper, who's going to the bench. Hard across. Hagen extra pass. The shot was deflected there. Mills got a stick in there. Absolutely essential. Jamie Crane couldn't get a stick on that pass, and it's sent all the way down again. Wick, aggressive. Now finds Lim, who will carry it back behind the net and build for another rush with 30 to go on the man advantage. Great stick in there by Bo Rosbach, and Drexel will have to do it again. Church-Vara with the A on his chest. Loses the handle on that puck. Fortunate to get it to Weller. Weller carries it in himself. Works behind the net right in front. Schickling can't get the shot off from the tough angle. 3 seconds to go. McMullen about to come out of the box. And he does. Lim right in front. Weller blockered wide there by Khatri. Lim fed it back, but nobody was there. Keeps it in, but only for a moment, and now here comes Russell. Perhaps an opportunity with a lot of tired legs on there for Drexel. John Carroll looking to get some shots on net. 9 shots for Drexel to just 3 for the Blue Streaks. That one couldn't be lifted out by Weller. This is John McMahon. McMahon sends it across. That weak shot gets to Wick, and he discards it easily. 4:54 to play first period. Drexel a 2-0 lead over John Carroll University. Drexel dressed in yellow, going from right to left. Max Whopper takes it. 2-on-1 here. And Drexel was back pretty well there to make the play and perhaps counter on their own. James Schickling. And just a hair offside. Kyle Fiore could not drag that skate quite enough. A quick first period, not a ton of stoppages as we go back and forth down the ice. Face-off, not really won by anybody there, but Drexel comes up with it. Cameron Neely back behind the net, full head of steam, and the net came off the moorings and a little bit of extracurriculars. Chris DiCarlo was taken down hard well after the whistle by number 2, Grant McMullen. You know what? It might not have been McMullen. I actually think it was Big Anthony Pontello. Pontello standing at 6'4". There he is, number 8. Versus DiCarlo standing at 5'10". And, well, Pontello won that battle. But Drexel trying to win the war here as they move up offensively. This is Chris DiCarlo with the puck on his stick, able to get it up to the point against, you guessed it, Anthony Pontello. DiCarlo and Pontello becoming friends on this Saturday evening. There they are in front again. That's DiCarlo taken down by Pontello. And now they continue to go at each other on the near side boards. It's little Kyle Fiore going after him. Now ahead in the play, send it in front, nobody there. Long shot deflected there. In front by number 26, Michael Corkery. And now the defenseman Corkery will take it up on his own. He'll fire it to the back boards, and Drexel will get a full change. Hagen in front. Lim was looking for Hart, but Hart wasn't making the same move. Big hit there. Ulishny taken down. He wants a call, but he was still right on that puck. Didn't pull his head up. Here's Grable. 2-on-1. The shot deflected wide. That had eyes for the twine, but Jeremy Wick was there. That shot's maneuvered well wide. Bo Rosbach comes in between 2 defenders, and he goes down. Now that he was not on the puck. Borderline interference. Now sent across. Hagen can't control it on his stick. 2:45 to play. Drexel turns back up ice, dressed in the home yellow. Hart pulls it back with a nice drag. Hart comes up with it. And here's Lim. Lim pulls it back behind the net. Wyeth Cool. The shot deflected in front, never got to net. They were looking for the tip drill. Christopher Hagen got a little bit too much on that one as that's sent back, and that is an icing by just a couple of feet, and it'll bring it all the way back. Urbani picked that puck up. He was at the red line and skated 1 or 2 notches backwards, fired it high. That brought it to an easy icing call. And John Carroll looking to get something going offensively. Wyeth Cool turned. I don't think he realized how much time he had. They should wave off icing, I would think, here, but they do not. No doubt there that Jacob Kuzma laboring a little bit and skating sideways and overall just not that aggressive to get to that puck, but they're beneficiaries of that icing call. Face-off controlled by John Carroll, but They just didn't pinch at the point. Here comes Eugene Lim. Lim gets it back. Lim, a shot that didn't have a lot on it and went wide. 2 minutes left. Drop back for Kyle Weller. Weller stays on the puck into the slot. Churchvara got it on his backhand. Churchvara's shot saved there. Another shot doesn't get to net. Weller, dipsy-do. Tremendous movement to keep the puck. Now he comes to the slot right into the catching glove of Ravi Khatri. Good possession of the puck there by Drexel. Good onslaught offensively, and Ravi Khatri just would not relent. Face-off controlled that time by John McMahon of the Blue Streaks of John Carroll University. Down to 90 seconds left in this first period. Drexel leads 2-0. John Carroll, this was exactly the situation last night as Pontello did about the same thing last evening, minus the falling off his skates, but with about a minute left, came down, really no numbers, just kind of fired one towards the net, and it snuck by Dylan Gravenstein. And that brought the game to 2-1. That's how the first period ended yesterday. And for those of you that were with us, you know the rest. If not, it found itself to a 4-4 game after 2 periods. And that goal gave John Carroll a lot of momentum. They scored the first 2 of the second period and led 3-2. So Drexel trying to avoid that. In fact, they're trying to add one themselves as an off-angle shot goes off the top shoulder there. Jamie Crane, his shot. Boy, that nearly ate up Ravi Khatri. He had not broken down even as that puck got to him. And very fortunate to make that save. You kind of see Khatri having a moment there on one knee. Khatri covers up as DiCarlo tried to win that face-off forward and move on to the puck. 12 shots for Drexel, 5 for John Carroll. 2-0 lead for the Dragons. Again, DiCarlo wins that, pushes it forward and right into the mitts of Ravi Khatri. This time it's an opportunity for Finlayson as it goes weakly across the blue paint. DiCarlo catches and brings it down. Back behind the net, Patrick Gilbert comes up with it for John Carroll, dressed in the navy blue. John Carroll able to get it up to the neutral zone. Glicka takes down Gianluca Travia. Head-to-head collision there, and Glicka got the best of it. Sent back behind the net. 28 seconds left. Again, last night, John Carroll scored a goal late. Here they're going to draw a penalty late. 22.5 seconds left. That one's an easy call right in front of the referee. And Adam Glicka was taken down on the play by Gianluca Travia. And they're going to kick Cameron Neely out of the face-off circle. This is James Schickling going up against Bo Rosbach. Face-off won by Rosbach. Here's Russell. He's going to get a good look at it, and it's right into the catching glove of Jeremy Wick. 17.2 seconds to play. This really a great rivalry, and you wouldn't really think it. John Carroll, different conference out of Ohio. Drexel here in Philadelphia, but they started playing each other. About 7 years ago, John Carroll was looking for more quality opponents, ACHA national tournament type folks to challenge them, increase their standing with the committee when at-large bids are on the table. Of course, no committee at the ACHA, but specifically the rankings determine the at-large, as that's the end of the first period. But they found each other, and it's been a nice match. Although some of the fisticuffs might not tell you that, as Nicholas Urbani looking to get into it with Pontello right at the end of the period. Why not? But it's been a good match. They've done home and homes over the last 7 years. This year, it's John Carroll University coming here to Drexel, their 4th time coming to the East Coast and playing the Dragons. Drexel won the first one last night. This is the end of the 2-game series, and the Dragons lead 2-0 against the Blue Streaks of John Carroll University. We'll take a break. We'll have some interviews for you. Excited to bring our good friend of the show here, Lou Nolan, who we talked to a couple weeks ago at the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame induction dinner. Let's talk to Lou, bring that interview on, and then before you know it, we'll be back here for the beginning of the second period. Again, Bob Long here on play-by-play. Mike Crisafulli is doing a great job on camera, as he always does. And we'll be back in just a few minutes here on the Drexel Hockey Network. Here at the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and we're with former inductee Lou Nolan, who was on with us last year. We're really excited to have you back, and nice to see you here.
Well, you know, it's a great event. I'm glad to be here, and I'm more honored that I was inducted, and it's great to see friends here that are making that journey the same way, notably Reggie Leach.
Yeah. Absolutely. A tremendous player, as you well know, back in the 1975 Stanley Cup teams, and part of that unbelievable line back in the 70s that really just took other teams' lunch money.
I think there were 141 goals from that line. I remember that number because they threw out, it broke some record or something, I don't know, and they threw out these dollar bills, orange dollar bills, and they fluttered down. Nothing reached the ice, but I got a couple of those home. But, I mean, I've seen Reggie score 5 in a game. It's pretty good.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really unbelievable. Yeah. And so if you compare a line like that, a team like that, to some of the other great teams that the Flyers have had, of course, they won a Stanley Cup, so that is right there at the top. But what did they bring that makes such a good hockey team and kind of led people to believe and led people to understand what the Flyers' identity was?
Well, you know, when you win the title like that and win the cup, you basically are in everybody's heart forever, and it's very difficult. You know, with Billy Barber and Clarkie and Reggie together, Reggie could really shoot, and so could Billy Barber, and Clarkie could set them up and then pick up the garbage that bounced off goalies because the goalies couldn't control the puck. So they popped in a large number of goals. Later on, with Tim Kerr playing and Dave Poulin playing, guys like that, there were people that were almost equal, but not quite equal. And you could be in Game 7 and against Edmonton and not make it, and it's a world of difference from making it and having what it takes to win that cup.
Really is. You're absolutely right. And against some of the tremendous teams back there in the 1970s, notably they beat the Buffalo Sabres to win the Stanley Cup in 1974 and 1975. How has the game changed in your mind since that time to some of the great players and teams that you see today?
Well, that's a softball question. Speed. The teams that back in those years wouldn't come up the ice with the same speed as they do now across the league. A little more of a snake-like entry into zones. Our guys don't do a lot of that. When they do that, they're offside. Because somebody always wants to go straight at it. But these guys, they're drilled differently. They drill the same thing over and over and over until it becomes part of what they have in their brains as far as how they perform. And just speed is the main thing. And talent, I think these guys nowadays keep themselves in better shape. I think they are measured in every single thing that they could possibly be measured in. We have analytics now in the league. 2 or 3 people with the Flyers do analytics. So everybody knows in management what can be done and how somebody's performing.
All right, so I'll try for not 2 softball questions in a row, Lou. I would hate to do that. So let's talk about the junior ranks, and let's talk about USA Hockey and where the future is for USA Hockey in terms of producing prospects. Of course, when we talk about the Olympics, we're not going to be talking about NHL players any longer. So the junior game, the next wave of USA talent, how do you see that?
Well, because there's so much emphasis put on national teams nowadays, and they'll train 50, 60 guys at camp and pull them from different places. I think it's good. I think we're going to be good going forward. Junior hockey and the ages leading up to junior hockey, 16, under 16, under 17s, under 18s, they're better than they ever been. And I think that the future is really strong. Good leadership, good teams, a lot of American players.
And speaking of the juniors, obviously the college game has just exploded in terms of amateurs that are trying to make that next step. You see a team just in this state like Penn State make the jump up to NCAA Division I and the success that they've had. The college game, how do you feel that the college game is being represented both from a media perspective and in terms of the talent that you see then filtering upward?
Well, I think more than ever, you have the ability to tune into a college game just about any night you wish to do so because of the proliferation of cable and digital television. And so you can watch people. Now, they're being scouted all the time for talent, just like the juniors are and just like the other professional ranks are. So I think that the college game itself is so exciting. I mean, those guys go out and they run through the end of the boards and nail somebody. I mean, it's terrific. And nonstop, and they produce some pretty good players, and that's evident by the individuals that have, come into the NHL. But, I mean, talk about Gostisbehere, right? He was with, his team won the Frozen Four, and they won 7-4. He was +7. So, I mean, it's ridiculous, and he's played well with us. I think that some of the talent has caught up to him. He's got that little move back again that he had in his first couple of years, and then last year lost a little bit of. It's confidence, He's a good player, and I think that things ahead for our Flyers team are strong.
So why and what in particular gives you that indication? Obviously, a great organization that year after year is trying to put a good team on the ice. And I got to ask you, as you're wearing the beautiful orange tie this evening, what you see out of the Flyers this year. And, of course, there's some great prospects in the pipe, most specifically a guy that'll be in between the pipes.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Carter Hart, who is down in Allentown now, and will probably play a majority of the games there. And he's got a lot to learn. It's just like anybody that comes out of junior, no matter what level you play on. You play national and junior, you're still playing against other junior players. You start playing against men who have a better shot, who will not, will do what they need to do to win a game, including running goalies. So it's a little different there. But he'll go to school there, and Ron Hextall will be very patient with him. And if we hold up okay up here, I think that he'll get his chance to learn, adjust to the shot, adjust to the speed of the game, which is accelerated in both ways. And I think we'll see him here, but I got a funny feeling we won't see him this year.
Yeah, interesting. I know that's the question. There's a lot of fans out there calling for him now, but perhaps the best thing for his development.
Yeah, his numbers aren't great, and I think that is part of the challenge for him to face. How do I make my numbers better? Now, think of the pressure on people here. If he was 5-0 with a 161 goals against average and a 933 save percentage, it's not like that. If it was, there'd be pressure to bring him up every time a goalie has a bad game. But it's not like that. And they, I think they're going to have time with him there, and I think he really needs the time. So Allentown's a nice place.
Yes, it is. Not too bad. Billy Joel once wrote a song about it.
Yes, he did.
Well, before I let you go, I got to give a shout-out on behalf of the Drexel University hockey program. I've been calling their games this year, going to be doing every home game for them, and I know that all those guys and everybody that's associated with hockey in Philadelphia, big fans of yours. I can say the same for myself. Appreciate you coming on and being a part of this.
Well, I'm flattered. Thank you. You know, as I said here when I was inducted, I'm just a kid from Southwest Philly who loved hockey when lots of guys played basketball, and I never believed the ball was coming back to my hand when I dribbled. So instead it was hockey. But thanks for having me on. I appreciate the chance.
It's been a pleasure. Done a good job of that. You know, do you see this class coming in as a freshman as just another step in that direction? And how talented do you think this freshman class can be?
I mean, I definitely think it's a great first step because we're having 2 teams next year. So I definitely think a large freshman class that's not only just very committed to playing hockey, but also talented. Like, it's definitely going to help make both teams better. So I definitely think this is a great first step, and this freshman class is really going to do some good things here.
Yeah, I mean, these kids, they're our future, and we thankfully have a lot of them. So, you know, you're looking 2-3 years down the line, these kids are then going to be, you know, pre-juniors and juniors, and, you know, if we just continue to harp on them about development and, you know, staying in shape and whatnot, then, yeah, I can see them doing great things as a program in the future.
Especially for you, Jess, as you know, a senior here, 5th-year guy. I'm sure you recognize, you know, Coach Doldy and a few other of the assistants being Drexel grads and coming back to the program and having this be a part of their professional lives as well. And what's that mean to you to see as a senior and to understand that you're going to have that network well after you graduate and leave the ice?
Yeah, so, I mean, I've talked to them about what I can do as far as helping out once I'm graduated. And it's great. We've had plenty of players in the past that show up for 6 a.m. practices, for Thursday night practices. It's great to just keep those guys in the loop. As much help as we can get, it's always good. So it's good to have.
It's great. Nate, for you, what are you looking forward to most this year?
Looking forward to most. I mean, last year was my first year, so I think I got all the jitters out. So I'm just excited. I know most of the people that are going to be on the team, and just I'm excited to get after it. Like, we're going to try and get that first win at Nationals, and I think we can really do it this year.
That's great. What do you think, Jess?
Yeah, that's what I'm after. You know, having been to Nationals twice, really want to get that first win. I want to be a member of that team that makes that next big step for Drexel, so that then we can stop worrying about that and set bigger goals for ourselves. And, you know, who knows what's after that?
Yeah, no, that's tremendous. Now, coming to a rink like this, every game, every home game to play, every practice, I mean, this really is a tremendous facility here. The sheer size of it, the way the sound reverberates, what's it like to come to a facility like this every day and to have it be your home ice?
Oh, it's great. Just to have our own locker room, like, I've never had that before I came here, and that is just great to have. But also, just during the games, we get a good amount of students that come out, and it's a great atmosphere whenever we're playing. They really pump us up. Especially last year, we did a thing called a Cold Steel Classic. It's the first time we did it, inaugural one. But just, it was tremendous atmosphere. It was really fun, and I'm looking forward to it this year.
Yeah, I guess to add on to that, the Cold Steel Classic was this game against Navy, and I wasn't on the ice for that game, but I bet, you know, players on the ice, you look, there's this side of the rink filled with Drexel fans, there's that side of the rink with plenty of Navy fans, and it's just electric. That game was probably the loudest I've ever heard this rink, so it's a crazy feeling to be here for it.
I was talking to Jeremy and Dylan, two of your goaltenders, and they were talking about the Navy rivalry and how much that means to both institutions. Walk us through that a little bit. I mean, what is that like? You guys go down to Annapolis, they come here to Philadelphia. What are those games like?
We hate each other, to put it simply. Like, historically, we've been the 2 best teams in the league. I think there's no question about that. It'll be a bit different this year with some new teams.
Welcome back to the Class of 23 Arena here on the campus of Drexel University. Bob Long on play-by-play. Mike Crisafulli is on camera here tonight. Drexel a 2-0 lead over John Carroll University, beginning of the second. John Carroll is 30 seconds into the man advantage that was earned right at the end of the first period, and this is Bo Rosbach moving in. Rosbach trying to help John Carroll to get the first goal of the night. He's been their most prolific goal scorer all year long. They're without the services of Evan Kruger, their leading scorer last year, who is back, but unfortunately is injured. Rossbach has done a great job filling in as that one flows wide. Rossbach lost the puck. DiCarlo sends it off the boards, and that will make its way all the way down the ice. .50 seconds left on the power play. Grant McMullen up for Max Wapperer. Wapperer feeds it back. Anthony Pontello is in there as well. Feeds it back to the point. Russell comes up in between the circles, and he plays catch with Rossbach. Russell to Rossbach. And a great deflection there and interception by James Schickling. It's 2-on-2. He goes in shorthanded, and Kotry got a piece. Sent back across. Schickling turns and fires. That one just went wide of the near side post. And Mills comes up with it. 10 seconds left on the man advantage. DiCarlo continues, or I should say Eugene Lim continues to nag him in time for the penalty to now expire. 5-on-5 hockey here from Class of 23 Arena as Corkery, that one goes underneath his stick. It's a foot race to it. John McMahon gets there first, and for his troubles is dispatched into the backboards by Jamie Crane. Sent back in. 17:54 to play. 2-0 lead here for Drexel. Dressed in the yellow, moving from left to right. Patrick McGinley brings it right in, and it's taken off his stick by Michael Yelishny. Grable has it, feeds it ahead. Cameron nearly loses it in a bad spot. Got the stick back in just in time. That was dangerous. Patrick Gilbert back to get it. For the Blue Streaks of John Carroll University as Drexel gets a full change. Gianluca Travia is up there. Max Wapperer leaves it back for Yelishny. Yelishny shot into the catching glove of Jeremy Wick. Don't know if that was destined for Twine or not, but Wick had it covered anyway. Church-Vara sends it up. Kuzma sends it back in and delayed offside, so John Carroll has to touch up. Church-Vara eludes one. He'll carry it up himself into a lot of traffic. Finds Eugene Lim. He'll flick it up. Goes just wide of net. Hagen is on there looking to get on the forecheck and does. Lim turns with it. Back to Church-Vara at the slot. Travia back behind the net now is Christopher Hagen. Church-Vara thought about pinching, instead decided to play back. It's a good play. He got his stick in there and made it tough. Dylan Hart able to clear, dropped back, and it's Hagen and Lim. Lim takes it. His shot is deflected up into the netting and out of play. 16:30 left in this second period. Drexel leads 2-0 over John Carroll University. Live here on the Drexel Hockey Network. Kyle Weller to take the face-off against John McMahon. Wrapped around the backboards. Jamie Crane is on at number 19 as he's sent into the boards, but does enough. Gets it onto the stick of Schickling, and his backhand goes wide. Crane nearly taken off the puck. It will take him out of the zone. Spins it back for Gianluca Travia. He's hit as that puck stays in play. Schickling taking off his skates as well. Jamie Crane has the puck on his stick. Crane is badgered, spins it back, comes off the stick of Weller, and wraps it around behind. Church-Vara pinching is up there. Reaches the stick out, gets it in front for Schickling. Schickling is patient now back behind the net. Shot was deflected and went high in net. Took an odd bounce off the backboards and came directly behind. Church-Vara keeps it in again. Crane for Weller. Weller's shot goes just high of the bar. And Bo Rossbach on it first. Rosbach ahead, and he is offside. 15-13 to play in this second period. Drexel a 2-0 lead. Drexel a 16-3 hockey team on the year. That one sent wide there by Wick. They're looking to win the ECHA again this year and get back to the ACHA Nationals. Safely discarded there by Wick again. No penalty called as Drexel, Eugene Lim, or I should say Chris DiCarlo, set off his feet. Pontello brought that puck right back in. It did escape the zone for just a moment. Face off in the neutral zone. For John Carroll, it's Scott Chantry's first year at the helm. He's been with the program as Director of Player Development in the past, but got the opportunity to be the head guy this year. An alum of the program, an alum of the school, of course. Shot never got to net there off the stick of Nicholas Urbani. And they're a team that's learning more about themselves. Their record, they schedule difficult teams, and I think they're playing better together now than after they left. They lost Evan Kruger, potentially for the season. And they're fighting hard against a really good Drexel team tonight. Pontello taken down by Chris DiCarlo, and a hand pass will bring this back into the Drexel offensive zone. Drexel gets a new line out there. Patrick McGinley, Michael Corkery, Bradley Crane, along with Cameron Neely and Kyle Fiore. McGinley, the center to take the face-off against Andrew Freilich, and it's won by Drexel. Neely whiffed on that, able to get the puck back. It's along the far side boards. Fiore back to the point. That shot didn't have much on it. It was directed wide. Neely, odd angle, nobody in front as the puck pops ahead. Very nifty there by Patrick McGinley to take the puck off the stick of Freilich. Neely taking off his stick. Corkery, I don't know that Kotry ever saw that one. It went high of the bar. Corkery will try again. Right in front, and it's saved by Kotry. It was really about to be a big rebound, but it was kicked back in front by a member of the Blue Streaks and safely under the glove of Ravi Kotry. Drexel's able to keep this one in the zone. 13-17 left. Scoreless here in the second period. Drexel tabbed 2 in the first. Crane, very nice feather pass there. Got that one above the sticks of John Carroll. Keeps it in the zone. Christopher Hagan. And there's a tripping call coming up on the next touch. And there it is. John Carroll will go back to the penalty box. And there's still a member of the Drexel Dragons down back behind the net. Grant McMullen heads to the sin bin for the second time tonight. And Eugene Lim was the one taken down. Tripped on the play, and he went right into the back end of the net. Likely caught the back pipe, the red pipe that completes the circumference on the backside of that circle. Lim's going to tough it out. He'll hang on the ice as he's part of this power play unit. James Schickling, Kyle Weller, Patrick McGinley, Eugene Lim, and Mike Church-Vara. 4 forwards and an offensive-minded defenseman out there right now for the Dragons. They'll make Bo Rosbach come in here and take the faceoff. Drexel wins the faceoff. And it's sent out of the zone. Here come the Dragons' James Schickling. Carries it across. He's nudged into the back wall and taken off the puck. Churchvara will keep it in the zone. He continues to carry. Now back behind the net is Schickling. Dropped back for Eugene Lim. Weller back for Churchvara. That shot didn't have much on it. It's sent all the way down. Here comes Eugene Lim all the way in. That one's deflected wide off Pontello's stick. Patrick McGinley. Still 1:05 left on the man advantage here for Drexel. Churchvara in the slot. McGinley will spin with it and fire it back behind the net. Schickling is back there. Pontello defending him. Great job by Anthony Pontello, but he can't clear it. Churchvara off for McGinley. He maintains possession. Churchvara has it. He's coming to the top of the circle. Sent across, and they still can't clear it. 35 seconds left. Churchvara off for Lim. Shot, saved there by Kotry. Lim took a big hit. Pontello, none too pleased. They continue to go after it here tonight. Anthony Pontello not making any friends, and quite frankly, I think he embraces it. And they'll have an opportunity to talk about it. One of the great, unique, you can pick the adjective, thing about this venue here is that the penalty boxes are right next to each other. And boy, that is a strong piece of glass in between. Look at this. Conversation will continue for 2 minutes, I am sure. So it's Mills that goes to the box, not Pontello. For what happened after the whistle, Lim and Mills, we'll let them have the conversation on their own, and we'll turn our attention back to the play. This is great. I tell you what, off camera, they are still going at it. Mills even curled the glove around into Lim's penalty box, and I think there's some good discourse between two scholar athletes in the sin bin there. Eugene Lim got a water bottle, and he sprayed it right at Mills, just for good measure. Oh, that is tremendous. The puck is on the stick of Nicholas Urbani. Hagen sends it across for Churchvara. He loves that pass. Sent across. Comes to Hagen. That one goes just wide. 11:08 to play. It remains 5-on-4 hockey here. Urbani the long shot, and now they're back to full strength. Are the Blue Streaks of John Carroll. Bo Rosbach in for McMahon. McMahon shot wide. That one goes off the pad there. Boy, he nearly had Wick beaten. And we have a holding penalty coming up here. So now it's John Carroll's turn. .10:34 to play. Drexel with a 2-0 lead. 5-on-4 hockey. Mike Church-Vera tabbed as the culprit. He'll go to the bench, or I should say the box, right next to the bench here at Class of 23 Arena, and an immediate clearance by the Dragons. Carried on and flipped ahead. Pontello. Urbani's back behind the net, and he is able to clear it all the way down. The rolling puck will get all the way back to Katri. Halfway home here in the second period, and halfway home in regulation. Fought for. Carroll's going to come up with it. This is Patrick Gilbert. And we have a whistle. We got an issue here down near the penalty box. And they're going to stop play to force Mike Church-Vera and Eugene Lim to move to the side of the penalty box closest to their bench and move Mills up against the padding on the outside of that penalty box. We'll see if there's anything more to come of it. You see on the top right-hand side of your screen, the referees, all four of them, having a discussion. So that stoppage was nothing that happened on the ice. It was the linesman standing right there on the blue line, right next to Mills, on the bottom left of your screen, sensing that there was an issue, and now they're going to figure out what they're going to do about it. The answer looks to be a whole lot of nothing. Dylan Hart skates back to the bench. And we have ourselves a stoppage. And a lengthy one at that. A slap on the wrist and we're back to hockey. Perhaps. Now a discussion being had on the opposing bench. Andrew Wisniewski is particularly outraged and demonstrative. That shot was blocked right in front and sent all the way down. Again, the linesman stopped that play. There was nothing that happened on the ice. It was because of the theatrics going on both sides in penalty boxes that are right next to each other. 46 seconds left on the power play for John Carroll. You saw Andrew Wisniewski none too pleased. Stoppage came in an inopportune time, of course. Now Pontello trying to rectify things for the Blue Streaks. Gilbert, rolling puck, gets it to the other side. Wick is over there to make the save. Tremendous lateral movement by the netminder for Drexel. Russell, that shot is blocked in front. Will find its way to the point, but not out. Now it will, and it's a 2-on-1 opportunity for Drexel. Schickling. Great recovery by Bo Rosbach. He's got some fresh legs out there right now. Rosbach has the stick taken out of his hands, and there's the penalty. Pretty easy call there as the slash brings the stick out of the hands of Rosbach. And one more discussion between Lim and Mills as they go back to their respective benches. Gianluca Travia to the sin bin for the second time tonight as well. And John Carroll certainly has an opportunity here. It's been a scoreless period thus far. They're looking to find a way to cut this deficit in half. Game certainly for the taking. Drexel 2 goals in 12 minutes in the first period. Nothing since in about 20 minutes of hockey. Face-off won there and pumped back down the ice by Chris DiCarlo. It's a foot race. Cameron Neely at least does enough to infiltrate and slow down John Carroll. Max Whopper flips it back down for the Blue Streaks. And a big hit there on the backside. A little bit extra as well. That was from Mike Churchvara. And guess who? That was on Mills. Everybody's taking notice. This could continue to get chippy. Mills taken down. Shoved for extra good measure. And I don't think anybody is happy with Colin Mills on the Drexel side. By the way, don't be surprised for Eugene Lim to get the same treatment. Pumped back out of the zone. Again, a foot race to Carlo. He and Whopper go down. 56 seconds left on the man advantage. Big hit there in the middle of the ice. Takes down Russell. Russell now returns the favor. He sits right in front of the net. Wick gets his glove on it. What a play. And Russell ends up on top of them. And guess who? Mike Churchvara, not a fan of that. Ooh, somebody took a hit at Eugene Lim's helmet. That was Grant McMullen trying to take that thing off. As I mentioned, don't be surprised to see Eugene Lim get the same treatment. Eugene Lim, enemy number 1 for John Carroll. Colin Mills, enemy number 1 for Drexel. What did I say about rivals? Yeah, I don't think these teams like each other too much. They see each other every single year. And you can have an affinity for somebody for only so long playing this game of hockey. This is the Drexel Hockey Network. It's live here from the Class of 23 Arena for every single home game. We broadcast on YouTube. We broadcast on Twitter through the @DrexelHockey Twitter handle. Should definitely give that a follow. It's the best way to stay on top of all Drexel hockey athletics. Gilbert filters that one wide. 20 seconds left on the man advantage. Here's Anthony Pontello. Pontello up for Patrick Gilbert. Swings it wide for McMahon. They play catch. Now it gets to Pontello in the circle. Pontello turns with it, keeps it at the point. Pontello gets the shot off. Wick makes the initial save. It's still loose. And this is an opportunity for an icing. That penalty has expired, and I don't think Bradley Crane knew it. So now a lot of tired legs out there for Drexel. And they're going to have to fight a little bit longer. Now that's a discussion being had with the Drexel bench and the one official there, saying that that puck was let go several seconds after full strength. So Travia will come onto the ice, the lone fresh set of legs. And Nicholas Urbani, after the face-off win, will turn it up the ice. That's going to be another icing. So Drexel will keep those tired legs on the ice once again. And we'll see if they can really dig out of this power play. It's effectively killed. The power play is over. But the remnants still remain. They haven't gotten the penalty killers off the ice quite yet. Face-off, one. And now it is cleared. And now Travia, those lone set of legs that are fresh, A great job there to pump that down the ice. We have a whistle, and Drexel can get all the switches they want. That's that extra effort you need, and Grant McMullen, you guessed it, back in the mix. Travia lost his helmet. No worse for the wear. Colin Mills comes right up to the Drexel bench and has a word. Boy, I tell you, this is like a complex novel. There's a lot of storylines going on here. Guys that don't like each other. Guys that have sent other guys sprawling, and vendettas perhaps to be exercised. And all the while a 2-0 hockey game between two very competitive teams. And John Carroll looking to get back into the game. Kyle Fiore comes in at the circle. Shot. Nice save. Follow goal. Chris DiCarlo crashing the net and finishing on the backhand. Well, I guess it helps to get fresh legs on the ice. Drexel struggled. 2 possessions where they iced the puck after the man advantage or the shorthanded situation. They got fresh legs on the ice, and almost immediately Kyle Fiore takes the pass at the blue line, fires it on. Certainly that's a shot for the net, you're hoping. But you know that you fire that low and hard, you have an opportunity to incur a very big rebound. Chris DiCarlo was the beneficiary, and it is 3-0 Dragons. Now Jack Carl's and Eugene Lim getting into it. As it's cleared up the ice, and the foot race will be won by Max Whopper. Whopper nudged into the wall. John Carroll now on the forecheck looking to get something going. That's Jack Carl's. Whopper's back there now as well. Long Christ-slice pass. Nice interception there. Whopper fell down as the hit was coming. Church Vera still on top. And now Wyeth Cool carries up. The defenseman whiffs on that potential shot. Dylan Hart is back there. He's taken off the puck. Eugene Lim is in there as well. And it's fired into the neutral zone. One last hit on Eugene Lim for Jack Carls as Carls goes to the bench. And a penalty being called. And they're getting right in the face of the official, right at mid-ice. Bo Rosbach cannot believe it. He's in the face of the referee. The linesman comes over to abridge it, and now Bo Rosbach will go right after the other official. And now look at this. He's barking at the Drexel bench. Linesman's got to clear that up. That can't happen. Jack Carls, Bo Rosbach, both to the penalty box. And unfortunately for John Carroll, they're starting to lose their cool a little bit here. Dylan Hart will also go to the bench. Oh, look at this. This is not good. Bo Rosbach having a discussion with one of the parents of Drexel, and that's just got to stop. That's completely unacceptable. You got to let the players play. You got to stay out of the action. No disrespect. But as we talked about with our good friends here from John Carroll University broadcasting the game on their network next to us, there are some intricacies to some of these rinks that make things, let's say, interesting. Penalty boxes right next to each other without any glass in front of them, right on top of the fans. All those things can contribute to some very, very interesting activities. It's what gives the barn its character, and I tell you what, I don't know if I'd win it any other way. This is a really, really good college hockey venue, For anybody that hasn't been here and is watching this broadcast, boy, if you're anywhere in driving distance, I would recommend making the trip out. It is a fun place to watch a game. It's a great atmosphere. Drexel student sections have been tremendous in some of the games that we've been to so far this year. So now Drexel is on the power play, 5-on-4. Rosbach and Hart went to the penalty box. But that's not affecting the 5-on-4 out there. It's the Jack Carroll's penalty. Now sent across in the middle. Weller shot. That goes just wide. It was deflected by Grable. Might have needed it. That could have had eyes for Twine. Grable loses the puck. He's shorthanded, so he's certainly very content to waste a few more seconds. They're down to 1:13. Nicholas Urbani carries up the ice. And now Kyle Weller. Weller's taken off his stick. Patrick McGinley will pump it around the back ice, the back glass, I should say, and then it's ripped the rest of the way down by John Carroll. 52 seconds left on the man advantage for Drexel. A real opportunity to break this game wide open. Jamie Crane, number 19, filters his way into the net. Whips it back for Hagan. Hagan loves the cross-ice pass one time, and it didn't really come off the stick the way Church-Vera intended. And now an opportunity here as Whopper filters down the ice, but instead they'll get a change. 3:05 to play, second period. 23 seconds left on the power play. Nicholas Urbani spins, keeps the puck on his stick very impressively. Urbani continues to carry back behind the net. Now Christopher Hagan. Church-Vera in the slot. Back for Hagan. He scored a goal here early tonight. He got things started. Hagan down to one. Full strength. Urbani fires it wide with the wrister. And an opportunity now as Carls came right out of the box. Andrew Freilich. Stick lift that time from Jamie Crane is doing enough. Flipped up there by Christopher Hagan, chased after by Cameron Neely, and Neely continues to work on the back wall against Brian Russell. Russell gets a stick on it. Church-Vera is there, and Church-Vera very effectively spins. Neely sent in front. That was deflected. Caught and brought down by Jamie Crane. 2:05 left. Sklar's pass comes onto the stick of Travia, popped up, and that will stay in play. 1:56 to play. Second period. Turning with it now, John McMahon. McMahon will carry up for John Carroll. They're looking to get something going here offensively. Jeremy Wick pitching a shutout so far. Full change for John Carroll. They're going to get speed on the ice for the last minute 35. Travia pumps it behind the net. Spun out by Jacob Kuzma. Mills does enough to get it into the neutral zone. That pass doesn't find anybody. Mills with it now, and he sends it off the boards and into the Drexel zone. Drexel can't clear. John Carroll sends it behind. Nobody's there. That was Adam Glicka who sent it behind. And now Grant McMullen joins the fight. Only one dragon in there, so Glicka sends it in front. And a nice shot by Wyeth Cool to get the stick in the way. He's taken down and a penalty called. Wyeth Cool taken down by Grant McMullen. And they're going to have a seat reserved in that sin bin for Grant McMullen by the end of tonight. So now Drexel has 2 minutes on the power play, starting with 55 seconds left in the second period. Just not what you need if you're John Carroll. I think Drexel at this point more than happy to play dirty, play a little bit rough, and what that's gonna happen is probably gonna lead, like you've seen, John Carroll to get a little bit out of their normal rhythm and send guys to the penalty box. Bo Rosbach off camera tried to come back onto the play as it's a 5-on-4. He was trying to be the fifth man. Referees were up to task on that one. But again, you can't give Drexel opportunities on the man advantage, down 3-0. Simple as that. Dylan Hart back behind the net. Hart finds Hagan. Hagan cross-ice pass, shot, got right to the front. Big hit there as Church Vara is taken down by Anthony Pontello. And nobody there on that pass. Pontello has it, he'll flip it down the ice. Hagan tries to take a chunk out of Pontello. Long pass, hits the tape of McGinley as he punches it forward. 8 seconds left in the period. Church Vara has it now. Getting one more look in front. Trying to get the shot off, and they cannot. Down to 2 seconds now. One, and that will end the second period. One goal here in the period. It goes to the Dragons of Drexel, and they lead 3-0. An emotion-filled hockey game, an emotion-filled first 40 minutes of hockey. We got a long way to go here. Wick might have had a word or two for Grant McMullen, as McMullen now filters his way back from the penalty box into the dressing room for John Carroll. Time for us to catch our breaths, and you, the viewer, as well. Thanks for being with us here on the Drexel Hockey Network, available on YouTube Live, and available on Drexel Hockey Twitter as well. Bob Long on play-by-play. Mike Crisafulli is my cameraman, doing a tremendous job. My sidekick here up in the booth. We'll take a break. We'll have some more interviews coming for you, and we'll be back before you know it. For the beginning of the third period, Drexel 3-0 lead over John Carroll.
But yeah, I guess just to go back to my original statement, we don't get along. We don't play nice. Those games end up getting very physical, very high compete, and they're good games to watch, good games to play in. But it sucks to lose to Navy.
Yeah. Even after just playing 2 games against Navy, like I already get what Jess is saying, but I think what makes it so special is just we're probably the 2 hardest working teams in this league. So just to come and play against each other, we're putting everything on the line, and I think that's like a great thing to see. Like we'll go out, if we need to have a big check, we'll give a big check. It's just great.
So we'll switch gears a little bit here, and I asked some of the other guys some sort of funny questions, off the ice stuff. So I'm going to ask for, probably you'll know better, Jess, who's the cleanest, most organized player on the team, and then who's the messiest player on the team?
I'd probably say I'm the messiest. I'm not that organized. I'm sure a lot of people can attest that one. But cleanest, I don't know. What do you think as far as like organized? Probably Cam. Cam's a pretty organized.
Cam's pretty organized. I think I'm up there.
Yeah, you're definitely up there, you nerd.
Probably G.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'd say Cam though. Cam's a very meticulous personality to have around.
Okay.
To say the least.
And then who's the funniest guy you have on the bench?
I mean, Hags Chris Hagan always makes me laugh.
He's always pretty funny. I also think Eugene Lim, like he doesn't try to be funny, but just the way that he acts just always gets everybody laughing.
He just has a way about him.
Yeah.
I talked to Eugene earlier today. I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, guys, I really appreciate the time here today. I wish you the best of luck. I was very impressed by what I saw out there on the ice today, and I'm looking forward to a great season here on the Drexel Hockey Network.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Pleasure.
Great.
Back on the Drexel Hockey Network with Chris Hagan, the junior forward for the Drexel Dragons, and I talked with John just a few minutes ago about this. You know, everybody else is just moving into their dorms right now. You guys are full speed on ice, scrimmaging, and really fighting for spots. What was it like out there today?
Yeah, it's great to see all these new faces, incoming freshmen. They're all solid players. Yeah, just being on campus and stuff, being back on the ice with everyone. Yeah, we're excited for the season to start.
What was last year like for you guys? I know that you have very high expectations last year, but walk us through how last year went and how that transitions to this year.
Yeah, winning our league is always on our top goal list of the season. So it was awesome to win our league and then obviously go to nationals in Columbus. And then next year it's in Columbus or Dallas. So we're really excited for that.
Chris, where did you go to high school and how did you make your way to Drexel?
I went to North Fremont Herman, which is a prep school in Massachusetts. I heard about Drexel, the co-op system, and I heard they had a hockey team as well. I followed up with Zoldi and got a tryout and made the team. So.
That's great. Now, how would you characterize Coach Zoldi's style of coaching? It seems like he runs a really tight ship out there, but also gives you guys the freedom to, be yourselves on the ice. I'm impressed by what I've seen from Coach Zoldi so far, but how would you describe it coming from the bench?
Yeah, he's always up-tempo. He has a lot of sayings of be humble, but play hard. And the one thing I love about Zoldi is he lets you play your game, and he's a great coach.
Who's your squad in the NHL?
Squad? New York Islanders.
New York Islanders, okay. So how's that been, one, going up to Boston for prep school and then coming down to another hockey town in Philadelphia, neither of which are necessarily too fond of the Islanders?
Yeah, dealing with all the Bruin fans up there, it's a huge difference from down here, but I've come comfortable with everyone around here.
So you've been here for a couple years. I asked John Luca this question.
Yeah.
What was the funniest thing anybody did last year, whether that was in the dorms or on the road trip? Take us inside the locker room a little bit.
Yeah, so we have the talent show obviously is always a good time, but on the road trips, especially the long road trips, we have the freshmen sing on the bus their favorite song with headphones on, so they're just singing to the song on the bus without them actually listening and all that stuff. So it's a fun time.
That's tremendous. Looking forward to hearing more stories like that. And Chris, appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Good luck this season.
Thank you so much.
You got it. That's Chris Hagan from the Drexel Dragons here on the Drexel Hockey Network. All right, folks, welcome into the Drexel Hockey Network. We have John Luca, defenseman for the Drexel Dragons, here with us after a morning skate and then an afternoon scrimmage. You guys are just getting going. The rest of the students here at Drexel are just getting into their dorms, but you guys are hard at work. How was today being out there on the ice?
I mean, it's good to get back in the swing of things. Obviously, a little bit out of shape, no matter how much you train in the off season. But just getting back on the ice is definitely a benefit, and just seeing all the guys over again is definitely something I looked forward to, and now that it finally happened, I'm really excited for this year.
Good. I'm going to ask you to throw that mic nice and tight when
Closer?
you're beautiful. Okay. So you said you're a sophomore here at Drexel. Is this will be your second year with the team? Walk the folks through that weren't following along last year. What type of year you guys had last year, and what you're looking forward to here in 2018, 2019?
I would say it was probably like a successful year for the most part. Some bad losses here and there, but generally good competition that we play against. We're part of a local league, I forget the name of it, but then we also participate in the ACHA. We made it to nationals, we won our league, and we won the championship game. So I guess that big sweep was definitely crucial for all these recruits coming in, and kind of put our image up. And looking forward to this year because I think it'll be one of our best.
Well, let's talk about those recruits if we could, because you do have a lot of young talent coming in. Coach Schulte is very excited about the underclassmen that he has. Of course, a tremendous group of upperclassmen as well. But have you seen in now your second year the program kind of building year by year?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, the whole D1, D2 team, it's going to be interesting to see all the new guys. And, I mean, we already saw how it worked today with all those guys out there. How we split up the teams. I think they'll both be very competitive teams and both go for championships, hopefully. But competition's definitely getting up there, and I know with the addition of Westchester and William Patterson to our leagues, we're definitely going to have to step it up. And I think we have the team to go all the way this year. Just a matter of gelling together, I guess.
The ACHA is such an interesting league, brand of hockey. For folks that maybe are just stepping into the college hockey arena for the first time, what are they going to see from not only a Drexel Dragons team but an ACHA game?
I mean, what I saw right away was that the level and the commitment is much higher than you would ever think of. The traveling is, pretty extensive, more than I've ever traveled throughout my entire hockey career, and I've played on Tier 1 teams and gone all the way to Chicago. But last year we went to Colorado, and trips like that, being able to hang out with the guys is definitely a good thing. And I just think that, wait, can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
About the ACHA and the types of competition that you see in this league.
Right. Well, I know right off the bat that I know a couple of D1 players that, they have old guys that maybe it didn't go well, regular D1 NCAA, and they just decide to play ACHA. So the fact that the level of competition is that high is very impressive, and you'll see those guys go to nationals. And some of our guys, they play competitively for juniors. So for that not to work out for them there, it definitely works out for us here because the level of hockey is very high.
John Luca on with us here, the Drexel Hockey Network. So the ACHA nationally is a tremendous brand of hockey, but the City Six is such a big deal in basketball.
Correct.
And, of course, with Drexel and Villanova and Temple all fielding ACHA hockey teams, I'm sure that gets quite interesting in the hockey circuit as well. What's it like to be in a hockey-rich market like this with other schools like that right down the road that I'm sure want to take it to you every time they play Drexel?
Yeah, every time they see Drexel on their schedule, they probably circle it because we've won back-to-back league titles, and we've gone to nationals back-to-back years. So I guess when we go out to Colorado and play teams like Boulder, I guess they probably look at us like that, and they probably think, we're worth being able to play with these guys, and we don't make it easy for them at all. And the rivalry is definitely there. I'd say with Villanova, that has a pretty good program over there, and it's definitely something that's on the rise, and they're always going to get guys that played prep school hockey and then go to a great university that Villanova is. So the fact that college is able to bring everybody together from all over the country, even international, is something that's definitely interesting because the competition is always going to be high.
All right, let's have some fun here, John. Of course, when you're out on the road with these Drexel guys and your teammates, there can be funny things that go on the road. So PC, of course, or politically appropriate and everything else, and good for television. What's the funniest thing you guys did or somebody did on a road trip last year?
We had a rookie night last year, which was just all the rookies who had to showcase their talents, I guess. I didn't go to it because I was actually back home injured, but it was definitely, from what I heard, it was definitely a cool experience because some of the guys who were shy just pop up in front of everybody else on the team who you're kind of intimidated by because it's early on in the season, and you just showcase the talent that you have, whether it's singing in front of somebody else or flipping a cup was one of them. It was definitely something that I'm really sad that I missed out on, but all the stories and all the Snapchats that I received were really funny. So it was definitely one of the highlights of the year.
That's cool. Well, I'm sure there'll be a lot more of that. A lot of good action on the ice as well. We're looking forward to seeing you over the course of the year, John, and best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
It's nice having you on. Welcome back, everybody, inside Class of 23 Arena. Bob Long here. Mike Crisafulli back behind the camera. Excited to be alongside for what has been a very interesting game so far. 3-0 Drexel leads. It's gotten very, very chippy. Lots of time spent in the penalty box for Eugene Lim on the Drexel side, for Colin Mills, and, of course, for Grant McMullen on the John Carroll side. I think there's going to be more of that. Whether this John Carroll team gets frustrated, got scored on 9 times yesterday, lost that game 9-5. Now they're down 3-0. Neither of these teams particularly like each other because they see each other so much. So be on the lookout for a lot of chippy play on both sides here in the third period. We'll see if John Carroll can make a run, but first and foremost, they need to stay out of the penalty box. They need to kill off a minute 6 of a Drexel power play to start the third period, and we'll see if they're able to do it. We'll turn your attention now to the ice for the beginning of the third. And we are underway here in the third period. Shot goes just wide off the stick of Patrick McGinley. Was looking to make that 3-goal lead a 4-goal lead. Here comes Eugene Lim. Pass comes across ice onto the stick of McGinley. He'll float it in, but it was deflected there and flicked all the way down. Kyle Weller sticks that behind the net. Here's Mike Churchvaro with it. 16 seconds left on the man advantage. They keep it in, but then it is fired back by John Carroll. Down to 1 second. Lim keeps it in and sent back behind the net. Full strength now for both sides. McMullen out of the box. Cameron Neely sends it behind. Drexel will get a half change as Neely comes to the bench. Nicholas Urbani chases it back behind the net. He has room to work and spins it back for Wyeth Cool. Cool now, a bad pass. Jeremy Wick is there. Boy, oh boy. That was not a good look that time from Cool. He got bailed out. Shot right on Wick there with that save. Mills will follow up into the catching glove of Jeremy Wick. 18:07 to play here in this third period. Drexel leads 3-0. John Carroll in town for a 2-game set. First game yesterday was back and forth. It ended up being 4-4 after 2 periods. Then Drexel really took off. 2 goals in the span of 5 seconds. And ended up winning that game 9-5. A game not really as the score indicated. Tonight it's 3-0, and in many ways it is as the score indicates. Drexel's really controlled things here so far tonight. And we've seen a lot of chippiness on both sides. I expect more of the same here as this third period rolls on. Colin Mills for John Carroll. Not a particular favorite. And, of course, Eugene Lim not a favorite on the other side. They've both gotten into it, and the teammates are sticking up for him. Drexel now looking to clear this, and they do. Nice little flick there by Fiore. On comes Patrick McGinley. Doesn't have numbers. Feeds it back. Not a great pass there. Could open up an opportunity for John Carroll as Mike Churchvara ends that. Whopper picks it up in the neutral zone. McMullen goes through the legs. Nobody there. Jamie Crane carries it on. Doesn't have any numbers as Drexel gets a change. Off-angle shot. Nice save there by Ravi Khatri. Last night it was Wesley Deacon with the start. He hung in there for about 2 periods, and then the floodgates started to open. Ended up being in net for all 9 goals. And tonight, 3 goals given up by Ravi Khatri. Crane taking off the puck. Controlled there by Khatri. And a little bit of extracurriculars as Pontello and Crane end up sprawled back behind the net. Pontello, a very imposing presence standing at 6'4", 240 pounds. He's played in 9 games. He scored once last night. That was his first goal of the year, and he has 5 assists. But in many ways, a real enforcer for this John Carroll team. You want to do something that's going to irk us? Okay, well, you have Anthony Pontello to answer to. Now Max Whopper feeds it back to the point. Jacob Kuzma rattles it back behind the net. They have a man in front. Freilich is there. Nice stick in there by Wick. That shot was blocked. It pops right up next to Wick and taken back behind the net by Kyle Weller. Great opportunity there. Now that deflection comes off the skate of James Schickling. Drexel's going to work it back, and John Carroll turns back up ice. Church Vera has possession of the puck. He plays catch with Gianluca Travia. Now a long pass, not a good one. Whopper right on. Save there off the blocker of Jeremy Wick. He was all alone. Gianluca Travia, very ambitious pass, led to that one-on-none opportunity. That pass tapped and will go out of play into the first row. 15:28 to play. 3-0 Drexel leads in a battle of 2 non-league opponents. John Carroll University out of Cleveland, Ohio, out of College Hockey Mid-America. Struggling this year, 4-12, but this team has started to play a lot better. Evan Kruger, their leading scorer last year and their top returner, has been out since the 3rd game. They're starting to learn to play without him. They also left, unfortunately, had Chuck Denner, all-league goalie, leave, and they've scored here. James Grable finishes it on the backside. It's 3-1. Grable is able to score the goal. That puck was just kind of nudged in front. It wasn't passed there, but somehow it's found its way to the front, and a great assist there by number 17, Brian Russell, as he came to the near side post, just found the puck right in front of him, sent it across, and Grable finished. So there goes the clean sheet and a little bit more momentum here for John Carroll. Kept in the zone by Russell. Sent back Nicholas Urbani. Urbani flips it up. Batted down there by Kuzma. He brings it into the zone. That shot went wide of the net off a deflected stick. Russell right on, patted wide safely by Wick. The captain, Dylan Hart, comes up with it. Flicks it up, couldn't get it by Colin Mills. A terrific forecheck here from John Carroll University. Adam Glicka is in there, as is Grant McMullen. And Glicka taken down. A penalty will come up against Drexel. Grant McMullen getting after it after the whistle. And Eugene Lim and Grant McMullen are the two folks getting into it after the whistle. Color me surprised. It'll be Dylan Hart, the captain, taking the penalty. Tell you, there's a lot of fire between these two teams. And now you have John Carroll right in this game. 3-1, they trail by 2. 2-minute minor to Dylan Hart. And they're 1 goal away from really shaking this game up. James Schickling pumps it all the way down for Drexel. Under 14 minutes to play in the 3rd and final period of regulation. Grant McMullen, nice feed there for Pontello, but Pontello, boy, he had more time on that puck than he realized, and that's sent up and into the Drexel bench. $13:39 to play, $1:33 to go on the power play. Brian Russell swings it around. McMullen takes the shot. It's right in front, and it's a goal! Anthony Pontello. He hadn't scored coming into tonight, or I should say even last night, in 15 games, but now he scored twice in the last 24 hours, this on the power play, and it brings John Carroll back to within one. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got ourselves a hockey game. So now Hart out of the penalty box wins the faceoff, and this game has a whole new feel to it. Here's Dylan Hart. He has Hagen. Sent across for Lim. That shot was deflected right off his stick. That'll stay in play back behind the net. Christopher Hagen turns on the puck. Hart back for Hagen. And Hart gets it again. Hart sends right in front. Nobody there on the doorstep. 5-on-5 hockey, under 13 minutes to go. A 1-goal lead for the Dragons. John Carroll not going anywhere. Urbani, backhander won't go. Off-angle shot from Eugene Lim won't go. And now a nice chip ahead by James Grable. Grable scored earlier on. He scored the first goal of the game, and now he's going to draw the penalty. Nicholas Urbani was beaten on his way to the net. All he could do was pull at the stick, and he's going to go to the penalty box. And John Carroll is going to have a power play down by 1 with an opportunity to tie it. Anthony Pontello. Drexel looking to clear. Chris DiCarlo does the dirty work to pump that down. Grant McMullen, now Brian Russell carries into the neutral zone. Great cross-ice pass. Look at this. Bo Rosbach. Rosbach gets it in front. Goal! Anthony Pontello for the second time in 2 minutes. Puts John Carroll on the board again and ties it at 3. 3 goals in the last 24 hours after not scoring any all year long. Anthony Pontello finds the back of the net, and just like that, it is a new hockey game. My, oh my, how things can change. Not even 8 minutes into this third period. And Drexel, it's gut check time as a timeout is called by head coach Kyle Zoldi. A look inside the huddle here, as Drexel quite simply needs to get things figured out here and needs to hit the reset button. I made the comment going into the second intermission. John Carroll's not going to win this game by playing that style where they're trying to be chippy, get into the head of Drexel, because what that's going to do is put them into the penalty box, and they just can't spend time 5-on-4. Well, they haven't committed a penalty here in the third period. They scored their first goal 5-on-5. They elicited penalties by the Drexel Dragons and scored 2 goals very quickly into power play opportunities. Plain and simple, that's how you win a hockey game, and they find themselves tied at 3. So now they bring the line of Weller, Crane, and Schickling, with defenders Urbani and Churchvara. Jacob Kuzma feeds it up for McMullen. McMullen back behind the defense. Urbani, a great recovery. He looks like he has fresh legs. Weller chips it back. Jacob Kuzma is back there. Crane hits the deck as he lost an edge. And here comes John Carroll. The blue streak's building momentum here. Churchvara gets it to the point but not out. Kuzma, that shot went wide. And now look at this for Drexel. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Crane, Schickling, sent across, deflected. I think it might have been a stick in there by Kotry. Church Vera, goal! One snipe of a wrister from Mike Church Vera, and Drexel has the lead again. Boy, oh boy, that's just a tremendous job by Drexel to keep that puck in the zone there, as it looked like John Carroll was going to clear it. And then finding a slashing Mike Church Vera on the far side, and he wrists it, beating Kotry glove side. Well, that's how you answer coming out of a timeout. Not more than a minute after head coach Kyle Zoldi called his timeout here in the third period. Drexel gets the goal they need. Now everybody, they can't relax, but they can take a little bit of a breath and go back, although Whopper has an opportunity here. Sent in front, Wick gets a stick on it. Whopper tries to elicit the tripping call, none coming. Wyeth Cool tries to take him off the puck. Sent right in front, and they can't get the shot off. Great flick ahead that time by Kyle Fiore. Bodies, sticks flying everywhere. Ulishny taking off the puck. Fiore able to get to it, and he'll work it back behind the net. 4 of 5 will come off the ice here for Drexel, and it's Cameron Neely staying in the play. Church Vera catches it and brings it down, but it will filter its way out of the zone. 4-3, Dragons lead. Just about halfway through. Here's Urbani coming right in. It hit the post. It hit the post and went right out of play. Oh, my goodness. Urbani looking to go top shelf. Now Drexel's starting to pound it offensively. And now Drexel gives it up. Here's the speed. Rosbach all alone. Goal! 4-4, just like that. Urbani hits a post. Rosbach gets out on the break and just outskates everybody, beating Wick 5-hole. Church Vera did all he could. He laid out, but it was just Rosbach beating everybody down the ice with that unbelievable speed. And with exactly 10 minutes to go, it's Drexel 4, John Carroll 4. Just the way we ended the second period last night in this 2-game, 2-night set. A little different way to get here, though. Mills hit hard by Church Vera as he tried to get that shot off. Didn't get much on it. James Schickling carries it in. Poked there by Gilbert. Schickling's going to stay with it. Sent across, and it goes right across the blue crease. Nobody there. Kept in, but only for a moment. Here's Grant McMullen. McMullen carries it in, taken off the puck by Church Vera, and Crane is there to pick it up. Cameron Neely carries ahead into the offensive zone, brings it through, and a nice job by John Carroll. Brian Russell will bring it out, and this should be an ice. Michael Corkery back to touch, and with 9:03 to play, it's 4-4, and Drexel will get the face-off in the offensive zone. Pretty darn good hockey game. Thanks, everybody, for joining us here on the Drexel Hockey Network. Bob Long on play-by-play. Mike Crisafulli is behind the camera. Shot goes just high. Kotry got the glove way up. Thought that had a shot to go in. Now Whopper brings it in. No numbers, fires it right on and into the catching glove of Jeremy Wick. John Carroll has pounded the shots on. It's now 20 shots apiece. That was a significant discrepancy heading into this period. Jacob Kuzma. He sends it back behind the net, looking for help. It comes in the form of Andrew Freilich. Back up to the top of the circle. Freilich now gets it back. Heavy forecheck here. Sent right in front, and they couldn't get the shot off. It went to Freilich's backside, and now we have a whistle. Remember, the Drexel Dragons is down in a heap of pain on the near side. Cameron Neely was hit hard. Boy, he was absolutely drilled there, and he is slow to get up. From what I can tell, I didn't see any arm in the air from the official, so no penalty called. It's just, with his safety at hand, they stopped the play. So Neely will come off. We'll go with the top line. The starters: Dylan Hart, Christopher Hagan, Eugene Lim. Up front, Nicholas Urbani and Mike Churchvara in the back. Drexel able to get it out to the neutral zone. The fluttering puck is sent right back in. Churchvara, James Grable is in there. Nice, sensible turn that time, and is poked off the stick, so that will nullify the icing. Hagan back there looking to take him off the puck. Eugene Lim will. Lim sent right across. That didn't get onto the stick. Now Urbani the shot. Not a great rebound there. Fortunate to have a member of his own team there, and Grable will send it up. Patrick Gilbert, and one touch that time from McMahon, and they'll get a full change. Here comes Churchvara carrying up the ice. He's stopped in his tracks. Great play by McMullen. Now an opportunity here, and there's a penalty upcoming. Looks like too many men on the ice, perhaps, by the Drexel Dragons. And there you go. You have the captain, Dylan Hart, going to serve the penalty, and now with 7:28 to play for the first time tonight, John Carroll has a power play with the game tied and an opportunity to take the lead. Drexel shorthanded for 2 minutes with 7:28 to go in this one. Brian Russell feeds for McMullen. McMullen's shot is deflected right into the glove of Wick. It's an interesting play for Pontello, who sat right in front of the net. He was waiting for his possible third opportunity to score a goal, but that puck fluttered so high, anything that he could have done would have been a high stick, and Wick caught it at or above that, that crossbar. So he's going to have to get a new stick as well. Russell with it in the slot. McMullen fires it back behind the net. Rosbach back for Russell. Patience here from the Blue Streaks of John Carroll University. Long shot. That goes just wide. Might have been deflected in front. Looked like it was. Rosbach turns with it. 1:30 to go on the man advantage. Anthony Pontello. It comes right in front. Here's Russell. Extra pass. This comes to the slot. Shot comes to Wick, and he is able to cover it. 1:15 to play in this power play. 6:43 in the game. We are going to the wire here, folks, at the Class of 1923 Arena. Face-off one here by John Carroll. Here's Russell. Glides into it. Thinks about the shot. Well done there by Bradley Crane to get in front. Now Russell. He's going to get it back. Patience here from John Carroll. This is Gilbert now off for Russell. They play catch. Patrick Gilbert in the slot. Waits. Drexel staying in position. One-time shot, didn't get anything on it. 41 seconds left. Drexel desperate to clear. This is Colin Mills. Mills comes right in front. That goes across the blue crease. Patrick Gilbert winds up. Sent across. Another big block. Wick is there to cover it up. John McMahon whiffed on the first one. He could have had Wick beaten, but he couldn't get the stick on a pass with some pace coming across the ice on the ice. But that was the difference. Back to Russell. Drexel hasn't really gotten a clearance at all. It's been Wick standing up here on this power play. 19 seconds left. As Drexel remains shorthanded and is desperately looking to find a way to get out of this unscathed. Russell, that'll clear it out of the zone. And now here comes Drexel. They have a 3-on-2. Men coming back here for John Carroll. Churchvara sends it back. That's a very heady, sensible play. Patrick McGinley fires it, and that is the expiration. So now Drexel back to 5-on-5. They have fresh legs on the ice. Let's see what they can do with 5:11 to play. Churchvara gives it away. Here's Grant McMullen, and offside was number 21, Bo Rosbach. Absolutely tremendous effort from John Carroll University. Give them all the credit in the world. They were down 3-0. There was nothing going well for them through the first two periods, and here they are. They score the first 3 goals of the third period. Drexel answers, and then they score right again in the 2-minute span after Drexel retook the lead. They got some guts. Now Eugene Lim comes right in. Toe drags through. Could have been a penalty, nothing called. And now an opportunity for John Carroll. Taking off the puck at mid-ice. But now Michael Corkery can't clear it. Long pass looking for Lim. He's going to win the battle. That will take away icing. Lim whiffed on the pass. And now end-to-end we go. 3-on-2 for John Carroll. Shot is blocked. Tremendous block by Gianluca Travia. And Drexel needed that one. Now they're trying to clear it away. Bodies on the ice. A clearly tired Dylan Hart will send it down the ice and get a switch. And an icing is called. So John Carroll will have to keep their guys on the ice. And this is the time in the game where you're going to get a lot of short shifts. A tie game, going to need all of that energy at the tail end of 60 minutes. It gets very, very difficult. Let's see how guys rotate in and out and how that affects the offensive opportunities on both sides. And here we go again, 3-on-2. Grable can't get it through the legs that time of Nicholas Urbani. Great play. Not out of danger yet, though. Grable still has the puck on his stick on the near boards. And now it is Jamie Crane. Crane with the shot blocked right there. And cleared out of the zone and sent right back in by Crane, so everybody has to touch up. He doesn't like the call, but very clearly it did send one rotation outside the blue paint. Here's Grable. He'll turn, trying to elicit some possession here. 2:55 to play. That's popped straight into the air. Bo Rosbach. Rosbach goes in himself. Rosbach turns. Save made there by Wick. Rosbach sent in front. Save made there by Wick. Boy, it looked like he might have given up that near side post for a second. but he did not. .236 left in this one. Face-off still looking for control here. Comes to Kuzma. They're able to keep it in the zone. Adam Glicka onto the puck. Drexel desperately trying to clear this puck. Wyeth Cool gets it to the point, but no further. Long shot, redirected ride that time. Well done by Jeremy Wick. Here is Bradley Crane. Crane taken down, but at least he gets it up the ice. Might be an opportunity for McGinley. He wins a foot race. McGinley for Neely. Drops it back to the point. Wyeth Cool winds up, fires. Sent right back in off the backhand. Under 2 minutes left. Overtime staring us in the face unless one of these two teams can break through. Here's John Carroll's run up the ice. Shot into the glove of Wick. 101 seconds left in this one. Face-off sent, now back behind the zone. Or behind the net, I should say. Still in the zone. Russell, long shot, deflected in front by Whopperer, but that popped it straight into the air, never got to Wick. Sent back in front, shot saved by Wick. That's big time from Jeremy Wick, getting the pad out there. He needed that one. If after the end, as Dylan Hart brings it in, Hart, here's the shot. Sent just wide there. Hagen was looking for his second goal of the night. Churchvara sends it back behind the net. 1:04. Eugene Lim. Ooh, and the helmet came off right there. You can kind of see in the net. Net came right off. Kotry, you got to stop that right away. So after the expiration of the next 60 seconds, if there's not a goal, we'll go to 5 minutes of 3-on-3 hockey. If there's still no conclusion, we'll go to a shootout. So all the more reason to hang with us here, Class of 23 Arena. We'll see if they can settle this 5-on-5, though, in the next minute plus. Kyle Weller will take the face-off for Drexel, and they win the face-off. Shot goes wide from James Schickling. He'll chase it down, as well as Jamie Crane. Big hit there. And it looked like Pontello lost his footing. He's slow to get up. Not slow, though, is Ulishny as he comes down the ice. He maintains possession. Under 40 seconds now to play. Drexel looks to clear, and they will. And that will come up well short of an ice. 30 seconds. 30 seconds left in this one. Weller, here he comes. Brings it in all alone, taking off the puck. They can't clear it. Urbani. And now it is cleared into the neutral zone. 16 seconds left. Churchvara looks to carry it into the zone. Spins it back. Looking for possession. Sent in front. And Urbani did not pinch with 5 seconds left. One more look. Here's Bo Rosbach. Shot saved by Wick. And that's the end of 60 minutes. That's how this period had to end, didn't it? One last look at the horn. And Wick was up to task. So we've played 60. We don't have a winner. And we'll go to a 5-minute overtime, 3-on-3 hockey. They're not going to cut the ice here at the Class of 23 Arena. They're going to go with some snow on the ground. Three-on-3 hockey. They do it in the NHL. A couple years ago, they changed that rule. It's a much more possession-based game. The idea, I think, was to open up the ice and create scoring opportunities. Certainly, they've done that. Perhaps one unforeseen consequence. You know, there are times where the possession is more important than creating a 50-50 opportunity. Where as opposed to taking a shot, you'll have a defender or even an attackman turn back and fire the puck all the way back to their goaltender just to maintain possession. This is the first time Drexel has been to an overtime game here at home this year. So we'll see what their strategy is at the 3-on-3. But again, possession, the ultra important thing when it comes to 3-on-3 versus the traditional 4-on-4 that the NHL used for so many years. Drexel's going to start with Mike Churchvara, with Eugene Lim, and with Big Kyle Weller. For John Carroll, it'll be John McMahon, Brian Russell, and James Grable. So for both sides, what you have are two attackmen and an offensive-minded defenseman out there. Put 5 minutes on the clock, switch up the sides. And overtime hockey is underway here at the Class of 23 Arena. Mike Churchvara spins it back, and they'll set up the offense. Churchvara feeds it for Lim. Churchvara's going to get it back 20 seconds into this extra frame. And we have a stoppage. Looks like the net came off its moorings. Kyle Weller will take the face-off against John McMahon. Face-off won by Weller again. And Drexel maintains possession. Here he comes, winds up and fires, and it was deflected high. Drexel trying to get that possession back. Grable does a nice job to turn on the puck, and he will maintain possession for John Carroll as they build for the first time in this overtime period. Here's Rosbach, sent across, saved by Wick. Larceny with the left hand. Jeremy Wick shows that leather. Thank you very much. That's big time. Face-off won again, and now it slides over the stick of Gilbert. It's going to result in possession here for Drexel. The captain, Dylan Hart, brings it right in, nearly loses the puck. Finds Nicholas Urbani, a wonderful wrister. Awaits any time he wants to deliver it. And he's taken down, just lost an edge. Now it's 3-on-1. Bo Rosbach. Rosbach gets it back. Saved again by Wick. You got to be kidding me. And now Nicholas Urbani all alone. Urbani saved that time by Kotry. Back and forth we go. This is too good. We haven't even played 2 minutes yet. Absolutely unbelievable goaltending on both sides here in the first 2+ minutes of this overtime period. 3-on-3 for the next 250. Andrew Freilich dumps it in. Gianluca Travia tries to create possession. He's taken off the puck that time by Freilich. Great job there as they continue to muscle in the corner. 4 of the 6 guys on the ice continue to fight. Comes back to Pontello at the point. Pontello spins. Pontello brings it right in. Goal! That's your ball game. Number 9, Colin Mills. Ends it for John Carroll. A stunned crowd here at Class of 1923 Arena. Mills found himself in the middle of it all night long. Got into the grill of Eugene Lim, Pontella was in there as well. They weren't particularly pleased with Mike Church-Vera, and that was the story on Mills for the vast majority of the game. But now the story is he's got the ender in the overtime period. And John Carroll University comes from Cleveland here to Philadelphia. They were down 3-0, staring their second straight loss in the face. And they come all the way back to win it 5-4 in overtime. Boy, can't say enough. That's a tremendous hockey game on both sides there. Two good hockey teams, and I'll say it again. This John Carroll team not playing like a 4-12, now 5-12 hockey team. They're learning a lot about themselves. They had to replace a ton of guys. They had to replace their top scorer, who unfortunately is injured. They had to replace their goaltender, who was all conference, and they got a lot going for them. On the Drexel side, they played hard here tonight. 2 games in 17 hours, just couldn't quite finish it off. And they suffer a home loss here. The second home loss of the season. They fall to 16-4 on the year. A lot of good things you saw out there from this Drexel hockey team. Saw some tremendous saves from Jeremy Wick down the stretch. Good play from Mike Church-Vera, Nicholas Urbani. Christopher Hagan added another goal, 4 goals in 2 games. It's just a great game against a really good opponent, and sometimes it's the flip of a coin on things like that. Congratulations to John Carroll University tonight. Drexel takes a loss, falling to 16-4. We're going to have a member of the Drexel University hockey coaching staff on with us to break it down in just a few minutes. So stay with us here on the Drexel Hockey Network. It'll be, like I said, just a couple minutes, and we'll have a member of the coaching staff up here to break it down. Bob Long on play-by-play. Thanks for being with us. Mike Crisafulli on camera. Great job again, as always. And, again, stay with us. We'll be right back on the other side here on DHN. Thanks for hanging with us, folks. We really appreciate it here on the Drexel Hockey Network. We're going to have an assistant coming up in just a minute for an interview, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the Drexel Hockey Network. We have assistant coach Derek Cruz with us. Derek, tough one out there. You're coming back twice in the span of about 17 hours and forced to give 60 minutes of all-out effort. What did you see out there specifically in the third?
So we played well the first 40 minutes. That third period, we had one bad play, led to a goal, and then we kind of got caught up and took some penalties. They capitalized on 2 power play goals. Towards the end of the period, I thought we played better. Still thought we had a chance to win it, but they made a play in overtime to seal the deal.
Saw a lot of chippiness out there, both sides, very apparent. Is that something that has carried over from year to year, or is that something that happened tonight and kind of led both sides to be a little bit feisty?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it tonight out of the ordinary. It wasn't anything crazy, but we just got to do a better job, not get caught up in it, play in between the whistles, let that other stuff go, make them go to the penalty box, go to the power play, score that way. But we'll do a better job of controlling our emotions after the whistle and stop limiting ourselves to these penalties.
It's an interesting time in the year where you have a long break, and now you come back here, 2 games at home. You have another game coming up at home next week, and then a very long break. What's this time like for the guys in terms of from a class perspective, from a practice perspective, and, of course, kind of the gaps in game that you're seeing?
Yeah, so this is crunch time. We're coming up to the end of the semester, so guys got plenty of schoolwork, and we got one more big league game. So we got to get 3 points from William Patterson. We got them here at home, so that helps. But finishing the first half of the season, the quote-unquote first half of the season on a high note is very important. We need to come ready to play 3 practices this week. Come Friday night, hopefully get another W and gain control of the ECHA again. Well,
good luck. We'll be back here next week and excited for that. And hopefully we'll see you guys, continue on 16-4, great start to the year. So, keep your heads up after this one.
Thank you.
Derek Cruz, thanks for being with us. Drexel Hockey Network, your final 5-4 John Carroll, and we'll be back on Friday night as they take on William Patterson University. Take care, everyone. Thanks, guys.